Hey there, thanks for joining me for another episode of Blind Buys. We've been doing a lot of mall-type scents, it seems, interspersed with some real no-goodies. And it's like they say, you're going to end up having that on these bigger-sized jobs. And when you're as dumb as I am, it's going to end up happening without fail. There have been some real good ones also interspersed in throughout, but it seems like we've been doing a lot of alpha isomethyl and coumarin, but it doesn't really bother me. I end up really liking a lot of things anyways. I wanted to do this fragrance anyways, just for fun, and our friend Rogue also sort of suggested that we open this just to fit in right in with the lineup. And since I was already thinking about doing it, the suggestion really just helps solidify that we do so. So thanks to him, thanks to all of you who request fragrances. It really helps keep things moving and helps give me more ideas for what you'd like to see in the future. You've all seen the title, so I might as well show you, but we're doing Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce. This is the Gay Pride version. We're done with Gay Pride Month. I only bought the bottle because you buy limited edition when you can, and I didn't really want the dude pulling his pants off on my bottle. I don't know what this looks like. I'm pretty sure it's just a rainbow, so that's kind of preferable, and yeah, preferable. So we'll just kind of get going on this. I've honestly failed to do this intro probably, I don't know, 10 times, but it only really matters once we start cutting. So we're in it for the long haul now. And this one, I'm still calling it a blind buy. It's not a high school rewind. I never owned this one. We have probably all smelled this fragrance walking through the mall, any mall. My local mall actually didn't have an Abercrombie and Fitch, but the Syracuse mall certainly did. And I'm almost not thinking, they're like, don't come out the bottom with this. Okay, we'll just kind of, okay, so those tabs fold in. We got like a full jacket on this guy, full Insano Asylum. How is this, it's like Darth Vader or something. So, there we go. Check out that guy. Just kind of a rainbow. That's the super pride flag or whatever with the extra, I think, POC stuff like that. I'm not woke, guys. I'm trying. Nice heavy cap. They kept these caps heavy. Unlike the Hollister SoCal cap, which is pretty light. This does not smell like what I remember it to. I remember the atomizer was basically facing the right way. You might have saw my finger twitch a little bit, maybe a degree off. But otherwise, just a very square bottle. Let's give ourselves a couple shots. We got to go shopping. There's nothing in my pantry, so 1, 2, little squirt on the second. Third shot's big, hot, good atomizer. That was a nice plumage, let's say. Give ourselves a couple. I guess this is what I'm wearing to the store. Okay, so that does not smell at all like I remember it. That weird. It smells like it's, oh man, so rude. It smells like Dang Axe. It smells like Dang Axe body spray, guys. That's super rude though. Once again, messing with the cellophane. Oh, man. I don't... Slightly... what? Piney? Coniferous? Anyways, our old Fragrantica cop out. It's got the main accords of aromatic, woody, citrus, fresh, spicy, musky, fresh, earthy, powdery, conifer, and sweet. And we'll just drive right into some notes since, yeah, there's a ton in here, which is why it smells like just an amalgamation of everything. On the top, fir, lemon, orange, cardamom, petitgrain, and C notes. That's 6 right off the top. In the middle, got rosemary, lily of the valley, jasmine, rose, and sage. And in the base, it's got musk, vetiver, oak moss, Brazilian rosewood, and sandalwood. So this one is definitely one you don't want to smell up close. I think that's kind of ruining it for me. It's definitely one. Okay, we're gonna offend some people at the store today, I think. It's definitely one that they pump out and flies out into the, they must have like foggers, not really, but they spray this like Hollister onto every surface they can, really pump it out into the store, make sure people smell their main scent. They really want to sell this. I think I spent $50 on the bottle or something like that, but I think in stores it's even like 80 perhaps. But yeah, it's just kind of mossy. Yeah, mossy and woody. Yeah. I'm actually not all that stoked on this one, to be honest with you. This kind of smells less cool than I remember it smelling. Hollister SoCal held up every step of the way. This, I don't know. It's another one of those well-blended fragrances where basically no real notes come through. I don't know where that citrus is supposed to be. Oh man. Coumarin way down on the bottom. No alpha isomethylamine. Ethyl hexyl methoxycinnamate. Bunch of sunscreen. Ever-present geraniol. Yeah, I mean, on a strip, I'm surely nose blind at this point, so the strip's not really doing much. Honestly, the scent isn't really doing much for me. On skin, I can still smell it on my skin. It smells soapy and I don't know, guys. I think we're gonna have to wear this one for a few days. It's really just, I don't know. It's not doing it for me. Again, this is another one, 2 in a row. Just not really doing it for me, I don't think. We'll wear this. I think I'm gonna have to play with the amount of sprays, kind of see which actually projects the best and works out to make the actual linear smell. If that even makes sense. It probably doesn't make sense to anybody. But yeah, so we're gonna go shopping, we're gonna offend some people, and we're gonna catch you on the other side of the waterfall. So thanks for sticking with me, you guys. Okay, folks, it's been 5 days, so I think we can finally wrap up our thoughts on Abercrombie & Fitch's Fierce. This came out in 2002, and I gotta say, it sort of kind of seems like it. The scent is not as modern as I remember it to be. It's not as amazing as I would have hoped, and just, I'm not super stoked on it. So we're gonna wrap this up, even though this has taken a normal amount of time. There were 3 perfumers on this, and I'm going to butcher their names here. Christophe Laudermiel, Bruno Jovanovic, and Carlos Benaim. Christophe and Carlos are both somewhat notable, as they both worked on Polo Blue. And Bruno, I believe, has some Frederick Malle scents and is also very prevalent. Long lists if you look up their names. So they knew what they were doing. And in 2002, they definitely knew what they were doing. They sold millions and millions of bottles of these. It's just 21 years on. This came out in 2002. 21 years on, there's some better stuff out there. In terms of batch code, this might also play into it. I've got 049C-Y, which gives us a born-on date of February 18th, 2021. So by the time I opened this, it was already 2.5 years old, which proper storage helps, but I mean, we're already 2 years on. You know, I've got some of these CK Summers that are years and years old. Romance Silver, that's 10, 12 years old by now. Kind of got to temper your expectations, but because I bought this in December 2022 and it came from a major fashion label, I wasn't expecting it to be 2 years old already. So, it is what it is. I sort of said where I got this from. I got this from Abercrombie and Fitch on their website in December. I paid $84 for this bottle. They've got 3.4 ounces on it, and that comes out to $24.70 an ounce. Looking back at that price, that's kind of pretty steep. I'm not super stoked on that, and I wouldn't recommend anybody else pay that price. They're owned by the same company as Hollister, so I don't know why they don't have similar sale prices. SoCal was a much better buy than this. And if I was going to say to buy between any of the mall scents, I would not say Fierce. I'd say SoCal. Very quick. Projection-wise, it's still pretty decent. It's like 5 or 6. If you spray it on a strip, I can smell it down the hallway, depending on how the air is moving in the house. It does jump off. It's an EDC, which plays into the longevity coming up next. And I sort of think that the more alcohol that is in the fragrance, EDC, EDT, parfum, or EDP, parfum, the more alcohol, I feel like the more it jumps off. I could be completely wrong. Please check me if you know otherwise in the comments. But because it's an EDC, it really sort of does jump off, call it 5 or 6, maybe not super strong. But also, because of that designation, longevity's not super good. I sprayed myself when I got ready today at a shamefully late time. It was about 1 o'clock before I, fully showered and went out to do grocery shopping and whatnot. It's getting on to be about 6 o'clock now, and all that's really left on my skin is just an oak moss base. And that's kind of what this turns into, is just a generic oak mossy, reminiscent of, Purple Label, Ralph Lauren Purple Label, but not quite as interesting throughout. Like I said on the first half of this is a well-blended fragrance. Lots of the notes do not shine through. They made a very, Parfumo says synthetic in their accords. It's just kind of, they made their own fragrance for their store to dump out big amounts. And, they hit that. They weren't planning on whatever we're doing here in 2023. So that's sort of fair. As I wore this, every single day I sprayed on. I was doing 3 sprays every single day. I didn't really go too much more for work or too much less. About 3 sprays really was what was doing it. But every time I sprayed this on, and actually, side note, I'm kind of getting distracted here. One of the better atomizers I've ever gotten. So give them that. Great atomizer, but the sticker on the back is just a stupid sticker. This could come off, like I could peel this off if I wanted to. So they should have painted that on the bottles so it comes through, but that's just a side note. Whenever I sprayed this on every day, I was instantly reminded, and it was every single time, instantly reminded of a bar of deodorant that I had when I was maybe 13 or 12, preteen, very young years, a solid white bar of deodorant. I'm pretty sure it was Axe, and I want to say it was Axe Essence. And why would I want to pay $84 to smell like a bar of deodorant that I wore when I was a preteen? I don't. I think that's kind of silly, and I don't know why it reminds me of that. I'm sure they tried very, very hard to make their own unique smell, only to be copied later later in times over and over and over and over again. It just is what it is. But at $84, not super great. It seems sort of oddly creamy, but that's just kind of that white bar of soap, white bar of deodorant style scent. I know you guys, what that smell is. It's been in your noses before. It's cheap. It's not amazing. You've smelled it on other men, and you have not been super stoked about their choice of antiperspirant and deodorant. I promise you that this is what it smells like, and if you buy this, you're just gonna smell like a cheap dude. It's kind of rough to say, but I really kind of have to say, go ahead and say, do not buy this unless you find it for a very good price. None of that $84 BS that I copped out on. I lose in these situations, so you don't have to. And that's sort of just the whole point of the channel. I'm not super butthurt about it or anything, but it is what it is. That being said, guys, find something that's as unique as you are. Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce is not the one. If you're gonna buy any of the mall scents, like I said, get some SoCal. Wear that unabashedly. And until the next time I see you, talk to you, or anything else, take it easy, guys. Thanks.